This is the Roque de Agando Mirador. It's just this incredible rock jutting out of the mountains here in La Gomera. I thought this was very poignant behind us. I'll go and show you what it says. Sorry about the wind noise. This is a memorial to the 20 firefighters who lost their lives here in a huge forest fire in 1984. And there was another big fire in 2014, but these guys were caught out when the fire suddenly changed direction and they all died. I'm going to walk you across the road now because the view over that way is absolutely incredible. See if I can do it without getting run over, Julie. Yeah, you got my back. That wind noise is bad. There's the view down the valley. I don't know what height we are, do you, Julie?
I can find out.
You're going to have a look? I'll keep talking. Look at that cloud just kind of flowing across the valley there.
1,080 metres.
1,080 metres, okay. So we've come up from the hotel in Tessina this morning. And this is
Santiago. Playa Santiago.
Playa Santiago, okay. But yeah, Tessina's the name of the village it's in, isn't it? So we're on day 11, if I'm right.
Island 7.
Island 7, day 11. And
got to wash the car.
I know, the car's looking embarrassingly dirty. Which I don't mind because I thought it would look cool dirty because it would look as though we've been driving hard as we have. But the trouble is it's quite difficult to see out the windows and take pictures for you, isn't it?
Yes.
So what have we got planned for the rest of the day? This is the rock we were going to, or the Roque we were going to. Shall I get you to give us a catch up when we get in the car?
Yeah, if that's all right. And
okay.
I'll get my list out.
All right. And are those, what sort of trees are those down there? Do you know? They're just so green.
Well, we've seen already 3 different types of pine trees just in that short drive.
Yeah.
I don't know the different types, but very different shapes.
And of course, over there in the distance, right in the centre of the frame, is Mount Teide, the highest mountain in Spain, in Tenerife, across the water from where we're stood now. So having lived in Lanzarote for 21 years, you've no idea how weird it is to drive down a forested road like this. It's kind of like I don't know, an English home county's country lane. And we're heading towards a forest now, so presumably we're going to see some more of this. So Julie's going to do her best to hold this steady because this is an extremely rough road and we're just driving down into the enchanted forest, is that right?
Yeah, fairy tale forest.
Fairy tale forest, right. We've just been past, and trust me when I say it's not easy to pass another car on this, by the local park ranger who just wound his window down and said, "Everything okay?" We said, "Yeah, fine, thanks." And we carried on. But it's absolutely beautiful here. And we're really just driving in the depths of the forest on a cobbled road. And it's dark enough that the car headlights have kicked on.
Oh, that's the church there, the Emmy.
There's a church here, 0.9 of a kilometre. We've still got 1.5 kilometres to go on this track at the moment. But yes, it's stunning, isn't it?
I don't quite know if we've got to come back out this way.
I think we have. We're heading to Ermigua now. We survived that rather scary track up and down. Met some cars coming up, had to do some reversing and stuff. But we're now actually descending back down through the clouds. And loads of swifts flying across the road, presumably eating insects in their flight. We actually went to show you some of the cloud blowing across the road, but we might have missed. Here we go. There's some coming up. But look at that. It's literally going uphill, the cloud at the moment.
Yeah, it's flowing upwards, isn't it?
So that's the wind blowing it, I guess. We kind of get this effect in Arias sometimes. Swirling around. So the weather can change instantly, and it's dropped to 18 degrees. It was 28 about 15 minutes ago. So fantastic cooling effect. And I guess that's why this is so heavily forested, because this cloud provides perfect conditions for all these trees to grow in, giving them moisture through their leaves all of the time. As the sign says, we're just coming into the town of Ermigua, and looking up, that's the cloud that we were driving through a little bit earlier, and you can't see it from here unfortunately, but back in that valley there's a massive dam and a reservoir behind it, and if I pan around this way we'll see the actual town of Ermigua, which looks very pretty in the valley. There's an information board here that says this valley has the best climate on the island. Not today, it doesn't. In the distance there you can see the ocean. Well, this is a bit of a meteorological fail because we've come up to this viewing platform, which is a glass cube with a glass floor that looks down onto the valley below, but unfortunately, as you can see, the fog here is super thick. You can't see a thing. Really difficult to drive in as well. The only other thing of note that there is here is this incredible red earth, and it reminds me of Devon in the UK. That has earth this sort of colour. So we'll give up on that one and move on to the next destination. So you find us now at El Masape, which is run by Pepe, and this is the factory that produces the sort of typical Gomeran products that are sold in tourist shops. But we thought we'd come to the source, and so we have, and as you can see we've descended down into the sunshine again. Now what did we buy from Pepe, Jules?
We bought La Mistela, which is a liqueur from white wine and oranges, and we bought Gomera, which is a liqueur made from palm honey.
Brilliant. And I also found something I've never seen before, which is a Canarian picante sauce, which looks a bit like Tabasco, so I'm going to try that, and palm honey we got as well, didn't we? And we've seen them tapping the palms for honey on our way down here. So we're off again now. Well, this is the Mirador César Manrique, one of his projects from, I believe, the 1970s from memory, but we've got the detail on the website. And just look at the view. Unfortunately, it's shut at the moment, otherwise we'd have gone and had a coffee. I don't know why it's closed, but the view down to that valley, and we've just driven through it, is absolutely incredible. And then across here you can see right out to sea, and we also have one of Manrique's wind toys here. So another amazing place, although as you can probably hear the wind is howling up here at this height. And typically for a Manrique installation it's beautifully planted here with succulents growing up through the rocks, Canarian palms, Drago trees, a nice big rock. And the weather here in La Gomera is kind of weird, you know, one minute you're in cloud and drizzle, and then a few minutes later you're in beautiful sunshine like this, although as I said the wind is really blowing here. We've come all the way down the valley from the Manrique Mirador viewpoint, and we're in the town of La Villa del Gran Rey, which means the town of the Great King. I'm presuming he was a Guanche king, perhaps, that kind of controlled this valley. We're going to try and grab something to eat now. There's a very nice Cofradía de Pescadores there, which is like a fisherman's co-op, and they always have great fresh local fish. This is what La Gomera is like. You come down a valley and then you end up at the ocean again. It's quite stunning. In fact, we're just looking, weirdly, our hotel and where we want to go next, as the crow flies, is probably only about, what, 10 kilometres that way?
Yeah, along the coast.
Yeah, so if we were to go in a boat, it wouldn't take us very long at all, but we're going to have to drive about 50 kilometres. You basically drive into the middle of the island, go around a bit, a ring road, and then come all the way back down to the coast again. Here we are once again at another magnificent viewpoint in La Gomera, looking down on a lone finca in the valley there. But in the distance is El Hierro, which is the final island we're going to go to in a couple of days' time. It's just such a lovely, lovely place, this island. My only downer on it, I'm going to turn around because I think there's a gust of wind coming. My only downer on it is the roads are an absolute nightmare. I mean, I feel as though I've had a full body workout today. You cannot get out of third gear. There are no straights. Everywhere you go there are really tight bends. They come up on you fast, and I think the phrase I used earlier was, it's not for the faint-hearted, Julie. What are your thoughts on La Gomera?
I think it's quite a challenging island.
Mm-hmm.
And the weather really causes some issues. I mean, we've been to viewpoints today, you can't see anything, it's just you're in the cloud.
Yeah.
We started off in the rain, in the forest, didn't we? And then you know you've got this gorgeous blue sky as well day, and it's fascinating.
It is.
And frustrating in equal amounts.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And but yes, I mean, there were some weird times where we were deep in cloud and you could look at a hole above you and there was that wonderful, beautiful blue sky, and you knew it was going to be 30 degrees the other side of it. So there we go. That's it's not actually a wrap for La Gomera, because we're going to take you to a couple of places tomorrow morning. We're catching an afternoon ferry tomorrow, but that's a wrap for today. And tomorrow, as I just said, we're on the ferry to Tenerife. I'm going to spend the night in
Puerto de la Cruz,
which is like Manrique country again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that, but more tomorrow from La Gomera for you.